Hi Sophia, it's Jess from Bahati Life. I'm here currently working on your reading. We're going to be doing a solar return reading for this year, which just started for you. Your personal year just started for you in October. So I want to say happy solar return and happy birthday because it is October 24th that I'm filming this for you now. So basically what a solar return is it shows your year for your personal year. So the next 365 days. And yours started October 1st, 2019 at roughly 11:14 p.m. So I have your chart pulled up for you, and of course I have some cards linked up. I want to go ahead and dive first into the cards that I've pulled for you, because I also took some time looking at your chart, because how I work with charts and I do chart readings is not only through the astrology but also with my intuition. And I'm wondering if you're in a relationship right now, because the first thing that I'm seeing you kind of being split from things that I don't want to say that you thought were going to be forever, but you need to separate yourself from, because you're being called right now to be independent, to be your authentic self, and to not compromise any aspect of yourself for anything. And sometimes that happens when we're in relationships. And that's something that was standing out for you, is this idea of you're being reborn, your identity, how you know yourself for the year 2019 and moving into 2020 is being totally reworked, totally redone. And any doubt, any hesitation that you've been experiencing and feeling are things that are going to get fed into the fire, fed into the flames. Even as I'm saying that, you had this card, the doubt card, and you also had self-sufficiency. The reason why you're being separated and split from these things is because they were almost acting like a comfort blanket, a security blanket for you. And what the universe wants for you at this point in your life and your journey is to rely on yourself, not in a way that makes you feel lonely or isolated, but you are compassionate with yourself and you are giving yourself a chance. Actually, now that I'm saying this, you had the card compassion here as well. So I haven't looked at the rest of the cards that I pulled for you, but you really are disconnecting and saying goodbye to comfort zones, comfort blankets. Those comfort blankets can look like, staying too long within the home environment, staying in a relationship that you've become comfortable with, and that you have gained so used to like compromising. When the universe says, listen, the only way that we can get you to make yourself a priority is if we cancel and remove you from things that you would normally find yourself being, constantly giving your attention, your time, and your effort into. Now, you're a Libra naturally. I'm looking at your chart now. You're a Libra naturally. So there is this tendency for you, this natural tendency to want to pair up with other people or want to link up with the people that it is that you love, and do the most for them, to compromise and to, have harmony, to ask them, okay, well, what do you want to do? Okay, I'll do that too. What do you want to have for dinner? Okay, then I'll do that. And it's not that you won't give to yourself. It's just that you are being, again, called right now to think 100% of yourself, to be an individual for this entire year. Now, this could really stress your relationships if you are in a relationship currently, because your partner might be so accustomed to you being a Libra, this Libra energy, and you wanting to work things out and consider them, which is your natural, self. That's how you naturally are. But so when you start becoming more self-focused and more, selfish, technically is the word, focus on yourself, it could really test the relationship, because to put yourself a priority 100%, that person would have to fall on the back burner in a lot of ways. But the universe, again, is calling you to, again, put yourself first, and to dive into a little deeper into who you are and what you want and what you're feeling, and giving yourself 100% of your time, your effort, your energy, your attention. If you have a partner now that can work with that and doesn't get offended by that, then really that's really good. But if you have a partner who needs, really wants, you to compromise with them or work with them or consider their feelings or consider their path, then this year for you, at least starting in October and moving into October 2020, is really saying, listen, we don't want you to have to give so much of yourself to another person. At some point, you have to, there's a time in your life where you need to put the focus on you. And as a Libra, that can really be hard to do. So I am seeing that. It's not that you've done anything wrong or that your partner's done anything wrong unless you've outgrown the relationship and you're feeling like splitting up. I just see you stepping into your truth and stepping into your independence and giving to yourself 1,000% for at least for the next 365 days starting in October 1st of 2019. Now, not only am I seeing that within your cards, I am seeing this within your chart. Looking at your chart, you have Cancer. Cancer is your ascendant or your rising in your solar return chart. This is not your natal chart, this is your solar return chart. So Cancer is on your rising sign, and this is how people see you. They think that you would be someone who is going to nurture them and care for them and tend to them. But the reality is it's not just people that you need to take care of. You also need to self-protect. You need to take care of your goals. You need to take care of your home environment, your family, and maybe even creating a home for yourself, all by yourself. You might be getting an apartment for, just you. You might have had roommates your entire life, and now you're getting an apartment all by yourself. And this is essential and core to your well-being right now and your personal growth. This is because the sun is sitting in a sign of Libra, but sitting in the fourth house of home and family, directly opposite Chiron. Chiron is falling in the 10th house, and Chiron is in the sign of Aries. Aries is the sign that says, I am focusing on myself. I am number one. I am my only obligation. I am my only responsibility. I'm going to do this for myself. And then because I'm a leader, it's going to impact everyone else in a positive way, but I need to be bold and courageous in the pursuit of happiness for myself. And that's where your greatest healing is going to come from. I think you're finding yourself, you're really exploring who you are in this world. That's a lot of healing is going to come to you this year in figuring out, okay, this is why I'm here on earth. This is how people are going to know me to be. And, a part of you is going to want to stay at home and going to be focusing on the home life. But the other side, while you're at home, I don't say by yourself, but you're in this independent home space, finding it where you belong. And that's going to help you to kind of create a roadmap to where it is that ultimately you're destined to go in this life. And definitely when it comes to, healing aspects of yourself, when it comes to your confidence, you being a leader, you being an initiator, you being bold, assertive, and really putting yourself out there in a way that feels comfortable to you, because it is not your destiny to always compromise and consider other people. At some point, it needs to be about you and all you, and it's not selfish or negative or bad for you to ask yourself only what it is that you want. You don't need to ask your family what they want for you. You don't need to ask your friends or your partner, what should I do? You know what to do. So in October, starting in October and for 2020, this is the time for you to ask yourself those questions. What does Sophia want? And putting yourself first without having to compromise, without having to feel guilt with that. That is a compassionate thing. That is a compassionate trait, is to actually give yourself a chance to be heard, to serve yourself, to listen to yourself, and to ask yourself, okay, what is it that I truly want? Especially, sometimes we think that, being selfish or being self-centered is really negative, because we live in a world where, being me, only me is seen as a bad thing. And it is when it's off balance, when that's all you're thinking about. But you're a Libra, and you naturally consider everyone else's feelings. Well, 2020 or the end of 2019, so starting in October until 2020, this is about what Sophia wants. This is your time. This is going to help you to heal again how you view yourself and your role in society. That's how deep it is. And in a lot of ways, I think that you've actually have been doubting yourself or limiting yourself. The universe wants you to actually see how you've doubted yourself and see how you've limited yourself. The sun here is squaring off with Saturn. The sun is also almost kind of close, squaring off with Pluto. It's kind of wide, but it's enough for me to notice it. And basically what I see with this is, you know, you needing and breaking free from things that have held you back and zapped your vitality, zapped your creativity. You need to see what you can do all on your own, because when you see what you can do, what you can build, what you can create, and how good you can feel, it's going to help you to match up with partners and friends and to have healthier boundaries when it comes to what you say yes and no to in the future. And the only way you can do that is by branching out on your own now. There's a lot of cards here that are saying, you know, you've been doubting yourself. You need to, you know, kind of, I don't want to say rely on yourself with the self-sufficiency card, but give yourself a chance and allow yourself to prove what you can do, and prove it not for everyone else, but prove it to you. And that is the nicest thing that you can do to yourself. That is the sweetest thing that you can do to yourself, is by giving yourself a chance to prove yourself, because in a lot of ways, maybe others have doubted you. Maybe others have an expectation for you. Maybe others see something that they want, or they see a gift, but you have a feeling that you want that you have for yourself, and that feeling is very real. So when you allow yourself to get it to give that gift a chance to develop and to grow. Let's say you want to travel. When you allow yourself to do that, or let's say you want to live on your own, because again, with the sun in the 4th house for this year for you, it could be you just branching out on your own and not having any roommates and you paying your bills. Other people will be like, well, Sophia, that's not important. This is important. Focus on nursing school. Focus on being a doctor. Focus on being a lawyer, or focus on being an engineer, or whatever. And you're like, no, I'm going to give this a chance. I am going to focus on working right now because I need to have a space on my own. So when I'm seeing these cards, you're being watched by loving eyes. You were born with that it quality, and prepare to be astounded. This shows me that your independence this year, this is something I am intuitively feeling with your independence, is going to be a huge revolution, a huge revelation. Revolution and revelation. Revolution, why? Because you're branching out from how things are expected for you to be, or how you are expected to be, or how people know you to be. And it's a revelation because by doing that, you're going to learn so much about yourself. It's going to be an aha moment. When I see this card, you're being watched by loving eyes, I see this as family and friends and partners. All of them have good intentions for you. They want you to be happy. They want you to be successful. But they're seeing it from their perspective, and you have to give yourself a chance. You have to focus on your happiness. You have to reconnect to your childhood goals. You have to connect to your feelings and give that a chance. And then this card, you were born with that it quality. It shows you again what it was that I was saying, which is, you were born with skills and talents and resources and feelings that were given to you by God, by the divine, in your astrology chart, that show you, this is a real gift that was given to you, and it's up to you to follow those feelings and to give that feeling a chance. And then when you do that, that's when the revelation comes. That's when you're going to be astounded with yourself and what you're able to do and what you're able to accomplish. So just seeing the self-sufficiency card was confirmation from what I was intuitively feeling just by looking at your chart, and you separating from your certain parts of relationships. The other thing is that maybe it's not necessarily you splitting up from a partner. Maybe it's you cementing and making a serious commitment in a relationship. Like, you could really be getting married because Saturn is here. But let's say if that's the case, then that means that you're going to be branching out and doing things all on your own. So you're going to be disconnecting from your family and creating a new family. So maybe that's why I'm getting this sense of self-sufficiency and you being an adult now. Because that's really something that I'm seeing here is you doing things by yourself. And then everyone else, again, it's not about what everybody else wants for you. It's what Sophia wants for herself. So that's what I'm seeing. This is even more supported by the Fool card here, the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands. This is you taking this fresh step, this leap of faith, you going on this new journey, this new cycle in your life, and you being like, you know what, I can do this. I'm responsible, I'm an adult, and this is something that I want to do. And I'm doing this for me. So you have to be very careful about what it is that you give to others. See, we have the card here of the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. This is about being self-sufficient, being independent. The Queen of Swords is one of the most independent cards in the entire deck. She's the one who will go solo. She'll branch out from her family. She'll branch out from a relationship. She does things on her own because she wants to, because she feels called to. And the Four of Pentacles shows, listen, this is something I'm going to be firm on. I need to learn how to have healthy boundaries. And you are capable of doing it. Yep, see, then we have the Hermit card and the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So these cards, again, are even more still about, I'm almost seeing you being like, I'm going to be very careful. This is you saying this. I'm going to be very careful about the help that it is that I receive. Because sometimes the help that you receive or the advice that you're being given comes with an obligation or an expectation. Let's say mom or your partner's, gives you advice, then it comes with the expectation that, oh, well, she's just going to follow it because, I told her what to do. No, Sophia, you're going to be doing things on your own. You are very capable of knowing what it is that you want to do. You don't need to listen to anybody but your own intuition. Okay? And one of the reasons why I'm saying that is because the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles are both reversed next to the Hermit card. That is, the Hermit card is all about finding those answers. Finding answers to the questions that you've been asking internally so that you can make the right move. For who? For you. Okay? So I'm definitely seeing that. The biggest word that was coming through is independence and revelation and revolution for you. Okay, so looking at your chart, your first house is in the sign of Cancer or ruled by Cancer. And also we have the North Node here. So the North Node falling in the first house and definitely in the sign of Cancer, it's about putting you first. This is where you are destined to do this year. That literally just confirmed everything that I just was intuitively feeling and also the cards that were supporting it. Why? Because the North Node is where you're destined to go. It's what you're supposed to set your sights on and strive towards. And it's not meant to be easy. It's meant to challenge you because it's there to help you to grow. Cancer is known for being emotional and being sensitive, but that is its power. It's you connecting with your emotions and what you feel and using that to help you to make your decisions and listening to your intuition, listening to your senses and your feelings and putting those feelings first. Because it rules the Cancer, and then Cancer rules your first house, and also the North Node falls in the first house. Okay, it's not always about you compromising things. The other thing is that Saturn sits directly opposite in the 7th house of relationships and partnerships and other people. So Saturn and Pluto here, because Pluto is here as well, is saying, we want you to be mature. We want you to give yourself a chance. We want you to rise up and follow your heart, your feelings, and let them guide you. We don't want you to have to rely on other people to make the decisions for you. And sometimes Libra will do that. Definitely Libra will do that. They'll be like, what do you think? Well, Sophia, really, what do you think? What do you think? How does it make you feel? That's the only person that you need to really be checking in with this year. There is a focus on family. But I'm also seeing a split, like separation from the family, meaning like you're just kind of pulling back from them a little bit because you're trying to find your space. You're trying to find where you belong. And you're not trying to consider what everybody else wants you to do. You want to do what you want to do. And that's a total deviation from the norm because you're a Libra and you really do think about the other. Like that you actually rule the 7th house naturally. So you're always thinking about what others want. But again, this is the year for what does Sophia want? That's where the revolution is going to come from. And by revolution, it's going to be a huge change. The revelation is when you have this aha moment. Oh my God, this is who I am. This is what I want. But you wouldn't have gained that if you're constantly asking other people, well, what do I want? Sophia, you know the answer to that. What should I do? You know the answer to that as well. If you need to take time, take time. But listen to your feelings, and your feelings are going to guide you right to where it is you belong. You need to put yourself first. I am seeing a little bit of a shakeup between you and your friends or social media. Maybe you're taking a break from social media. Maybe your friends are away from you. Maybe you have a breakup in your friend circle, or maybe people are getting pulled in different directions. But there's definitely some interesting dynamics that are happening. I want to say like electricity that's happening in the 11th house when it comes to your hopes, your wishes, and your friend circles and your community. Then I'm looking at that and I'm seeing that your 11th house is ruled by Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars falls in the 4th house of home, and then Mars also falls in Virgo. So this is really calling you to kind of deviate from your normal friend circle and do things on your own, and to really kind of look through a fine-tooth comb. Who are your close friends? Just because they've been around with you since childhood doesn't mean that they have your best interest at heart now. It doesn't mean that just because you've known them forever doesn't mean that they're your best friend, that they're going to be your best friends forever. We're always changing, we're always evolving. So just follow your vibes, follow your feelings. How does it make you feel? If someone is making you feel bad, you don't need to be spending time with them. Especially with Aries ruling the 11th house and the Uranus being here, it's about you doing things for yourself, all by yourself. Remember, your greatest healing this year is going to come from you being like, I am. You asking yourself, what do I want? Why? Because Aries rules that statement. It's all about me, me, me. That's not a bad thing. It starts with you first, and then it spills out into others. But that's totally opposite of what you're used to and what you're thinking, because you're a Libra. You're all about you, you, you. But no, this year is about me, 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 Sophia, Sophia, Sophia. Okay, that's where your major healing is going to come from. It's going to question everything that you've ever known, because that's not how you were raised. Or that's just not how you're wired either. You really do, think about the others. You think about what other people want. That's the thing too, is I'm seeing Mars in the 4th house, sitting in the sign of sitting in the sign of Virgo. It really is asking you to kind of create a routine, to create structure, stability, practical approach to kind of clean out and wipe out and purify your home environment, your who you're listening to, who you're falling on, and you're making your own family. You're making your own life. I wouldn't be surprised if you were getting married this year. If you're supposed to get engaged and that was supposed to be a surprise, then I am sorry. But I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see here. Yeah, cards with like I heart you. Page of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, being enough. Aging. Yeah, these cards are, they're saying, you're old enough. Like, you're wise enough. You know what you want. You know what you like. You know what you love. And you should be giving your energy to building that. Okay, so looking at your chart now, I'm seeing, okay, so let's say you don't get married, right? Because this is how Saturn works. It could be a commitment, a partnership that is really serious that comes in, that doesn't have you, compromise any aspect of yourself. Or it could be a splitting from a partner that you've had to compromise too much of yourself for. And now you're like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I think I kind of want to go my own way and date a little bit and have fun. Why fun? Well, because Venus is here and Mercury is here in the 5th house. The 5th house is ruled by Libra. And she wants to have fun. She wants to feel beautiful. She wants to feel like a goddess. She wants to enjoy her life. She wants to date and be sexual and sensual. And those are things that are actually going to make you feel good. Libra and Venus in Libra, Mercury in Libra, it shows me where your mind is at. It shows me what you value. It's showing me that you want to feel beautiful. You want to feel like a queen. And you should do everything to make sure that you do feel that way. That's where your mind is at. That's where your heart is at. That is what is valuable to you. You might even be treating yourself. You might be spending money on fancy things, expensive things. Nothing wrong with that, right? It's good. It's good to buy yourself something nice, really. And or maybe you're doing beauty treatments, getting like skincare, buying a really expensive bag, buying a new clothes. But this is very like nice stuff, like things that would cost a nice coin. So let's say it's not designer, then it could be something, just really nice, of really high quality that makes you feel good. If it's not a thing, it could really be beauty treatments. Or it could be something like getting like a plastic surgery, honestly, because it's about improving how you feel, how you look, and you're doing this for you. You're doing this because you want to do it. Because it's going to make you feel like a goddess. It's going to make you feel like a queen. You don't care what other people say about you because you just want to feel good. So if these are things that you've been thinking about, or like fillers or something like that, like it really is something to plump and make more aesthetically pleasing, whatever that means for you. There's nothing wrong with that. I support you in that. Just make sure that you're doing it, especially with these cards of, being enough. It's honestly, when I see this card, it's like, well, what's going to make Sophia feel good? If it's doing a face mask every Sunday and deep conditioning your hair and taking 3 hours to do your hair or to get dressed every morning, then do it. That's good. That's a good thing. You need to feel like a goddess. You need to feel like a queen. It's in your chart anyway. And at least let everybody know that Bahati Life told you to do it. Jess of Bahati Life said so. Follow your vibes with that, because if it's all about I am what I want, this is what is for me, and you don't have to apologize for that. Emotionally with the moon falls within the 6th house. It's your day-to-day. It's you want to feel good every day. You're not looking at the bigger picture. You're looking at right here, right now. This is I've been thinking about this for a long time, and now I'm going to make this happen. Let's say you're not, doing a beauty treatment or focusing on aesthetic or looks or anything like that. This could really be, going on dates, having romance again, being pursued, having love, feeling cute, being flirtatious, like hand holding, things like that. That just and the reason why is because Venus and Mercury are here in Libra, both of them in the 5th house. They want to have fun. And especially Aries energy and Sun in Libra. These cards are like, we want to play, we want to have fun, we want to feel good. And you should. And the universe, the chart is saying, listen, if it makes you feel too heavy, if it makes you feel toxic, if it makes you feel drained, that just give yourself some space from that. Give yourself some space from the obligations and the responsibility, because you have your whole life to be responsible. Think about you first and foremost for this year. I also think that you have this dream. I feel like you're being called to spirituality. You're being called to healing. And this is because Pisces is ruling your 10th house of career. Neptune is here retrograde. You have the vertex point here that is fated. The vertex falls within the 5th house. It's something that other people would be like, oh, that's just a hobby. But it's not. For you, it's so much more than that. Again, another thing to give yourself and put yourself first and to make it your own. You have this vision. This vision seems idealistic, seems optimistic, but it has everything. You're going to take this vision and make it every day. So you're giving it, you're applying it every day. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to be shuffling cards for yourself every day, if you're doing some type of energy healing, if you're studying that, or maybe astrology. There's something here that's happening when it comes to this vision that you have for yourself. Maybe it's not spirituality. This could be arts. This could be healing in some way, music, being famous, a star, bringing that into your everyday, and you feeling good internally, you feeling like a goddess is going to help you to do this type of work, even though it seems like they're not attached, but that's always how it is. It always seems like it's not attached until you realize that everything is all connected. That's always how it is. So if you feel good, confident, if you're thinking about yourself, if you're giving yourself a chance, if you're listening to your feelings and serving those feelings, you are going to see the benefit of it. It's going to grow. It's going to help your work to grow. You're really not meant to think inside of the box this year. You're meant to think outside of the box. You're meant to, kind of daydream. The more you daydream, the more you meditate, the more you allow yourself to be intuitive or creative, the more you will benefit from this year, the more your abundance will flow in. Let me think about money. Money looks like I don't see you saving. I don't see you, if you're spending, it's for something that is going to be of comfort to you. So you're probably going to be spending on a home or like an apartment or something like that. But I don't see you, if you're going to buy something, it's going to be something that comforts you. Oh, but outside of that, it's going to be something that you really want, because Venus in the 5th house, ruled by Libra, she wants nice things. So if you're not buying it, you're going to be receiving it as a gift. You want flowers, you want beauty, you want luxury. You're going to be like buying based upon your feelings. That's actually what I see. When it comes to communication, you're just expressing yourself, girl. Oh my God, this year you're going to be like singing. You're going to be singing. You're going to be put like theatrical. You're going to be, I don't want to say over the top, but you paint a colorful picture of what it is that you're thinking and feeling, and it's so entertaining. So it's really interesting, because I really feel like you could be just a shining star this year. Giving yourself a chance, putting yourself first. Like if you want to be an actress, oh my God, this is perfect. Perfect. If you want to be a YouTube star, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So just, really make yourself feel good, because I see you just expressing yourself and putting yourself out there. Again, other people might say, that's not realistic, that's not practical. No, you don't need to compromise and consider their feelings. You don't need to compromise and consider their perspective. You need to do what Sophia wants to do, and you need to give it a shot. The home environment is going to be important to you. Family life, you want to feel, again, comfortable and cozy, and you want to feel, like your home environment is beautiful. You're also going to be taking care of yourself very well. Like a lot of self-care, a lot of goddess treatments, a lot of goddess oils, baths, hair care, treatments, things like that. We already talked about that. When it comes to your health, I see you actually coming up with a routine. Like you might be purifying your diet in some way. Or if not, then you should be. It's like you're transforming your diet. You're transforming your diet, transforming your life. So you look at your diet and you're like, okay, I don't want to emotionally eat anymore. I don't want to emotionally drink. I don't want to smoke weed. I don't want to do these things. Like, I want to do things that only make me feel good, and then I'm going to make changes. I'm going to be active on making those changes. Relationships we talked about, if you're not making a bond like marriage, and something solid and stable, then I am actually seeing like a splitation away from a person, because you're stepping out, you're being independent. If you are getting married, it's such an emphasis on you breaking away from your family and you creating your own family and you being mature. Like, I am of age now, I can do this, if you are. If neither of those things apply, then you're definitely going to be interested in a partner who is much older than you. That they might actually want marriage, because they're very serious-minded. When it comes to your beliefs, you're just thinking outside of the box. You're exploring all different types of things. You're like, oh, is that Buddhism? What's that about? Oh, is that Reiki? Huh. Oh, is that tarot? Cool. Is that, oh, you're a pagan? Tell me about it. I'm going to travel. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to explore this. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to like this. That's kind of like your mindset. Anything that's new, you're doing it because you don't feel obligated. You're doing it because it's exciting, it's fun, it's different. Emphasis on different. Career we already talked about. Healing we already talked about. Friends we talked about. Oh, and I just feel a lot of your healing is going to, again, come from you putting yourself first and you doing these treatments. You know what I mean? Like self-love, self-care, nourishing yourself, wrapping yourself up, feeling comfortable, feeling cozy, feeling beautiful, feeling like a goddess. You're tapping into the energy of Venus hardcore this year. Okay? So that is what I'm seeing for you, my love. Don't doubt yourself. Look at yourself with loving eyes. Be very careful about the advice that you're taking in, what you're allowing to infiltrate your energy. Give yourself a chance. You were born with that it quality. That means that you just shine all by yourself. You're learning how to be self-sufficient. You're doing it independently. You're in the space of transformation. Be compassionate. You're going to be astounded with where it is that you're going. Be very careful about the offers that are coming in. Be mindful and pay attention to your relationships, okay? So that's what I'm seeing you for, my Mercury retrograde. That's what I'm seeing for you, my love. Thank you so much for booking me to do your reading. And if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.